And welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Kozmic Kev, your host. This is for beginning the weekend of July 21st, Friday, 2017, taking you up to the 28th. So here's what's going on. Well, folks, we have a new moon. And with this new moon, there is going to be a brand new start. So in Western astrology, this is a new moon in Leo. And we just had Mars move into Leo yesterday, and so the Leo constellation is getting more energized, so to speak. I mean, it's not really the constellation Leo, it's still in the constellation of Cancer. In fact, the new moon is on the 23rd at 2:46 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Okay, so in Vedic or sidereal astrology, but Vedic astrology specifically, let's talk about the lunar nakshatras. And so this new moon is under Pushya. And Pushya is the great moon because it softens everything it touches. That means even if something's malefic, not doing that great, its effect can be softened. And if something's already good, you have like good planets there, a nice Jupiter or Venus hanging out in Pushya, it's going to get better. And so since this is a new moon, and the last new moon was in Ardra, which is a teardrop, and believe me folks, there was a lot of calamity. There was a lot of suffering. And I hate seeing people suffer. We're not here to suffer, we're here to have more love, more dignity with each other. Pushya is going to give us this new start. So between now and the next new moon coming up on August 21st, which is the eclipse, we're going to go deep into our emotions. And we want to bring out this nurturing quality in us. And that's what Vedic Cancer is about. So Vedic Cancer, time-wise, we're talking like July 15th through August 15th. Let's think about doing what we can to nurture. They say like our mothers are our first guru, our first teacher. So honoring our mothers is really important during this season as well. Alright, so we'll get down to Western astrology. So Western astrology is based on seasonal occurrences, based on equinoxes, but the constellations have moved. And all you Western astrologers need to know this. And the really good ones do. And so what we've got going on now is in Western astrology we have Uranus in Aries, we've got Venus in Taurus, and Gemini, in Western astrology. But we also are going to see Mercury this week is going to go out of Leo into Virgo. And of course the weekend we're starting off with a moon in Cancer, or in Vedic Gemini and the Ardra thing. Yeah. But we're moving, the lunar zodiac is moving forward, and we're going to have this really nice new start this weekend beginning Sunday morning, and it's going to feel good. And it's going to, in Western astrology, I'd say it's going to help you get back in your heart. And that's a place of love. And with Mercury going into Virgo, where it functions extremely well, we're going to have more intellectual discourse. We'll get down into the critical details, and there could even be breakthroughs in science. Why not? Lord knows, we could use a breakthrough in science right now. So many things with the planet. We've got Jupiter in Libra, moving forward. We've got Saturn in Sagittarius going retrograde. We've got Pluto in Capricorn, Neptune in Pisces. I think that's enough said. We're going to go, starting with you, Aries. So greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, the first thing I think about with Mars going in your 5th house is that this is about getting in touch with your creativity. Allowing yourself to have a better experience all around in life and in every way. If you have male children, or children that are athletic and involved in those kind of activities more, which doesn't necessarily have to be a gender thing, but the Mars energy is really strong. And so I think about being a teacher who's able to stand alone, has a lot of self-control, or especially being like a phys ed teacher, or any form thereof, yoga, karate, judo, whatever. All of this is good. Venus in the 3rd house can make you a little bit more of a sweet talker, a little bit more of a flirt. Finding beauty in everything and everybody. This is something I work on as a meditation and a goal every day. It's like I want to try and find some beauty in the world, because beauty makes everything so much better. And reaching those long-term goals, you know, whether they're education or travel, that's part of your trip too. And just keeping a high spiritual consciousness. That's the jam for you, Aries. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, like, once we get into this Leo time thing tomorrow on Saturday, our focus is going to be more on home, mother, parents, what nurtures us, where is our source of grounding, can we dig deep, can we see the research, can we learn new things about our ancestors. I think with all the distractions from radio, television to computers and cell phones, we are a generation that grew up with distractions that no one previously ever had to deal with. So getting in that really deep-rooted inner emotional place and groundation, it's going to help move you forward. It's good to watch your money. You're able to make it. You're able to spend it right now. And you're working on health issues. You can get healthier. Pay attention to your intuition. Don't worry about things that crush your ego, because they're all just worthless in the long run. And hang out with good spiritual people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, what I'd like for you is that you would experience more bliss. And this is a time, now that the sun's moving into Leo, it's moving in your 3rd house. Well, 3rd house is like a Gemini house. So in some ways, it's like, how Gemini can I get? You know, and you get very Gemini, you get very animated, and you're interested in your siblings, your neighbors. Sometimes on the lower scale, it could be just like gossip. On the higher scale, it's poetry, making music, writing songs. And now with Mercury going into your 4th house, you're willing to do some research. You're willing to look deeper into things. Jupiter in the 5th house, so inspiring creativity. Woohoo! You know, it's happy things. You know, this new moon, it can help you economically. Could turn the money thing around for Virgo. Gemini. Relationship wise, you know, there's a little bit of a struggle with Saturn in the 7th house. Pluto in the 8th doesn't make it that much easier, you know. Dealing with serious stuff like death and stuff, it's hard. It is not a joke. And but you're taking on opportunities to inspire others and to have a higher aesthetic and spiritual vision. Plus you got Venus in the 1st house, so you're looking good. People want to give you love. Okay. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So this new moon, it's all about you changing the way you relate to finances, changing the way you relate to your family and the people around you. There's a lot of energy there. And you have to be careful not to speak harsh words. You know, as Mars is transiting your second house, sometimes that can make you feel more angry. And then we've got Rahu, you know, still there, North Node. So you really desire to be heard right now, Cancer. You desire that. And maybe your appetite is really big. And, you know, this is where things that affect our mouth, our neck, our ears, throat, are more likely to happen. So just eating a good, clean diet, you know, and sometimes you have to give up the sugar and caffeine and other things, you know, flour products for a while to clean up the candida and the mess we've made inside our systems. Believe me, being healthier is worth that temporary giving up of vices, you know, and you might even like it. It may even become permanent. What do you know? Well, hello, Leo. And welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So, I mean, this is the last day of, you know, your 12th house experience, we would say, with the sun in Cancer in Western astrology. So, I would say do some deep spiritual journeying. You've got a new moon within less than 24 hours of when the sign changes from Cancer to Leo. That's a powerful, powerful, powerful new moon. Especially if you're a Leo born in July. I mean, this could be a life-changing period for you. You know, and it's like, that's why I love the Vedic, is because I love knowing that this moon is in Pushya. Makes me think, oh, there's this wonderful nurturing quality of it. There's this guidance from the ruling deity, Brisapati. There's this container and eliminating bad things from Saturn. So there's good. And I want more of that good for you. And you know, you may have difficulties with your children right now, with Saturn back in Sagittarius, and you know, in the retrograde thing. So it's just patience, you know, patience with your creative projects. Patience. Saturn is gentle and it takes time. And so sometimes we, you know, some things are quick term, some things are going to take time. And haven't been on the planet, you know, for a few years now. I'm thinking it's worth, sometimes it's worth, the best things are worth taking your time over. And, yeah, inspiration's everywhere. You're having a good social life. It's a good time for a party. And, yeah, I think money's coming your way, too. Enjoy. Yes, I have a lot of positive money affirmations right now for everyone. This is great because, you know, we're tired of being poor. Oh, we are rich. There is so much around us. We just don't always see it. And so, greetings, Virgo. Speaking of needing to see things, greetings, Virgo. This is your horoscope. Mercury moves into your first house on the 25th at 4:41 p.m. So on Tuesday the 25th, you get the Mercury. Which, I mean, when you're in a 12th house transit, having your ruling planet in your first house can be a real aid. It can be a helper. It can be something that illuminates something. And I heard, you know, from one of my gurus, is like Mercury in any cardinal house, like 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th, can be like a benefic. Can make you more conscious. And you can you know, do puja and prayer to Krishna. It's supposed to elevate things. So say Hare Krishna, and you know, it's interesting. You know, use at your own risk. This stuff is powerful. So you got a lot of karma to deal with. Not everybody's your friend. You know, there's a secret enemy vibe, and there's also this kind of like thing where we can be a part of our own undoing. That we can experience our own subconscious aggression sometimes when Mars is transiting our 12th house. Important to know. What's the good stuff? Well, the good stuff is Venus is in your 10th house right now. So You consciously are beautifying. You're consciously trying to present beauty to the world right now. Creativity. I love it. And Saturn is teaching you to be better in your domestic sphere, to honor your parents and to honor the elders and the mothers in your life, and the parents in general. And also being more conscious about, your spiritual potential, in relationship. It's good stuff. It's deep stuff. And plus, there's money coming your way too, Virgo. Yeah, that Jupiter in the seconds ain't going to quit you. Good things coming. Good things coming. Well, greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, you've had this Jupiter in your first house for a while now. So you're still reaping these wonderful rewards, and you will for a couple more months. So it's really up to you to, make your peace with this expansion, this good fortune. Now, right now, it's been like a career time, but it's going into the social house, the 11th house. Everything's going to 11th house, new moon, 11th house. So really good people are showing up for Libra right now. Really good people are showing up for you. And, you can look at your horoscope too, any sign, find out where Libra falls in the chart. In relationship with the rising sign. That's where Jupiter's hitting. That's where benefits are. So North Node in Leo. Well, you're trying to manifest a better social scene. This new moon is about throwing a great party, having a better social life, and it's also about an element of inspiration and healing. You got to give it to yourself. You got to reach out and go a little farther. And then it gets better. Oh. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Cancer time is pretty groovy for Scorpios because it gives you that 9th house benefit. You're luckier than usual. Bask in it. Enjoy it. Try not to, worry too much. Be at peace. Now, Sun, Mars, in your 10th house. You're looking way more executive right now. You're looking like somebody who can run a show, who can make something happen. So this is a beneficial time for you. And you show yourself to be proficient. I think a lot of times when you have the North Node in your 10th house, you're way more interested in public affairs than usual. I hate when I do that. But some of them are good. Some people are working to heal the most vulnerable people and to help heal the environment and the most vulnerable creatures. And so there's like good happening all around us. So you don't need to fear. You can get into that. And Mercury in the 11th house, it gives you super intelligence and also helps you hang out with more intelligent people, which, Lord knows, we could use a lot of that. And you're paying more attention to your spiritual life with Jupiter in the 12th. This is good news. Saturn's teaching you to be more frugal with your finances in the 2nd house. Neptune in the 5th is saying, hey, it's time to create again. It's time to create a vision. Let your art and creativity be your church, Scorpio. Let it be your temple. Surround it. Embrace it. And do things that inspire good health for you. Keep working with the energy. Well, hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Jupiter in the 11th continues to bless you with good friends. Sun in Leo. This is a 9th house experience for you. This is like, maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe I need to live in a foreign country. Maybe I need to invest a little bit more in foreign philosophies, foreign languages. How can I benefit others with the good fortune that's been given to me? I have a Sagittarius brother in Western astrology, and he is so generous. And I think to myself, there is so much gratitude that I have for people that have been generous and good to me. And so I want to just encourage you to take that on right now, because you're going to do better, and you're going to get, your blessings going to be great, and plus your love is looking better because you're a little more mature. You're not so wild and squirrely right now, and real love is about to knock on your door. And we can recognize that real love can be just a flower growing that you communicate with. I mean, it's nice to have a person. I get that, you know. And love is a rose, but you better not pick it because it only grows when it's on the vine. Handful of thorns and you know you've missed it. Lose your love when you say the word mine. All right. Well, Capricorn, here's your horoscope. Transformation. It's not easy. It's subtle, but it gives you insights. You know, you're at the back seat of the parade, but you see everything. So Cancer time is about relationship, making peace, love. Now it's about letting other people have their power. Letting other people bless you with their property. We say 8th house is unjust rewards. You know, when you lose your parents, it's definitely an unjust reward. I mean, inheritance is great, but did you earn it? Heck no. And be grateful for what they've given you, even if it's only a little. Because when you have gratitude is good karma. I mean, I guess it could be a little bit ridiculous, like spiritual bypassing. If you're having real grief and you're really suffering, you got to deal with that stuff. That's real, you know. And I have immense compassion for you. But at the same time, someday you have to get up and say, wow, I have so much love around me in this horrible moment, and even the person I lost is kind of with me in some way. And then you take on and you try to do the best thing. You try to take on the best qualities of that person and make that be their legacy. I think it's a beautiful thing, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about death and stuff, but look at this. Look at this 8th house. This new moon. We've got Mars, Sun, North Node, and the moon there. And so like the North Node is kind of like, it's sort of like a spirit place, you know. It really is. And your intuition is up, and understanding things about magic and the other world, all that stuff is way easier to comprehend now. Plus you look like a good leader, but you got karma. If you know, you have to honor the restriction, which I mean, most of your Vedic Sagittarians, and most of you don't want to do that, you know, to some extent, because it's like Jupiter doesn't have any reason. This is like, you know, this is not fun. But you know what? Not fun is important, because we do have to have the structure. We do have to have the container, or else we won't. We'll be everywhere. So when we discipline ourselves, it really adds good things to our life. So I think you got a message there. All right. Well, greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So I mean, the Cancer transit overall is pretty rough for you, because it's 6th house, you know, and 6th house is health issues, and it's a lot of extra work, and it's uncles and aunts, and rank, and small pets, and government service, and working as a team, and the person at work that doesn't like you. Okay. But now we're entering into Leo time, which is all about being in your heart, making partnerships, contracts, and I've heard, now here is, you know, this is what I heard from some of my Vedic teachers, was that any malefic like Saturn or Mars in the 7th house becomes softened. This is one of my teachers, Sanjay Ross, said this. So like they become like a sweetheart. And I thought, what an interesting concept. I'm open to this. I mean, I always like Western astrology originally. I thought, well, you know, 7th house can also, it's marriage, but it's also the house of open enemies. But let's think about this. When an enemy's open, there's a much better chance of resolve. When people are not good about what they're doing, they do it in secret. So in some ways, when people say, hey, you could do better on this, it's like, acknowledge them. Thank you. That's not easy. And so I grew up in a time where people spoke much more violently and carelessly to each other in some ways. And it's nice to see like there's things like nonviolent communication, and people are trying to be nicer, but it's being honest has its virtues too. Greetings, Pisces. And, Pisces is like, honesty? What the heck's honesty? Well, anyhow, welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, well, we can dissolve ourselves into the question. But ultimately, we all know that midnight is very different than high noon. There is truth, right there. Yes, sunrise and sunset do have a similar kind of energy and vibe. I get that. So, I mean, right now, you're ready for partnering with intelligent people because Mercury is about to move in your 7th house. So that's the good news. You still have spiritual vision, but it's kind of nice to have Mercury balancing out that Neptune. You know, that's what's coming on. Uranus in the 2nd house. So finances are kind of up and down. Venus in the 4th. Good time to beautify your home. Make it a nicer place for yourself. Acknowledge your own leadership capabilities. You've got this great way of being really gentle. That's one thing I think about Pisces most of the time. And that sensitive consideration is so welcome, especially when we're talking in terms of Saturn. Now, right now, it's like, make sure you're eating right, you're cool, you're not indulging in too much sugar. I mean, there's like fruit everywhere, and I mean, especially if you're going the juice route, you gotta be careful. Drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. Make sure you have enough protein and fat in your diet. Because a lot of health issues, accidents, injuries, or maybe you're gonna just be working on getting in shape. So I'm saying, gosh darn it, I am gonna, get rid of these last 15 pounds if, it kills me. I'm like, so I look great in my bathing suit or whatever, that could be it. And, if you just be loving to yourself while you do it, it's going to come on beautifully. So just be patient, as you're working out and know that your intuition is valid, you know things. And I look forward to being with you next week. We're going to do this again. Yes, we are. On the next edition of the Planetary Persuader with me, Kozmic Kev. Thank you. Okay.
Dude. What?
Okay, we're done.
We're done with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. One more to go.
All right.
80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80.